Hi everyone, welcome back to the IT and Psychology YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing the scheme of evaluation, also known as the paper pattern distribution for each of our terminal or our unit tests will be appearing for in our 12th grade, or we have appeared for in our 12th grade. So before we start this discussion, I would like to tell you that I have completed the 4 chapters of IT out of the 6 chapters with the concepts explanation along with the exercise solutions discussion videos. You'll find the links in the description for the playlists. And I have also completed the first 7 SOPs, sorry, the first 8 SOPs of IT that include the codes and each and every detailed step in PDF form. You'll find the Google Drive link and the playlists for SOPs as well. If you want to know what is the reduced syllabus or how many questions or which questions have been removed from our syllabus, you'll find the individual links for them as well in the description below. So let's start. This circular has been provided to us by the Maharashtra State Board of Secondary and Higher Secondary Education, Pune 04. Subject is IT Information Technology for Standard 12th. There will be 4 steps here. A first internal assessment, which will be our unit test, also known as our unit test, that will be only for 25 marks. So there will be 2 unit tests for you, which will be of 25 marks, 25 marks each. Then we move forward to our second step, that is the first terminal examination. This will again be for 50 marks. Then we move forward to a second internal assessment. This is our second, what do you call it, unit test. The first unit test is 25 marks, second is 25 marks as well. So these were our unit tests. What will be our main examination will be appearing for the board exams is our preliminary exams at the end of the second term. 80 marks for theory and 20 marks for practicals. In the practicals, you'll have the practical examination, your project or your journal that will be assessed in those 20 marks, and your 80 marks will be a written paper. Theory examination will be based on full syllabus and will comprise of 80 marks. There is a change to this. It won't have full syllabus. The 25% syllabus has been reduced. If you want to know which topics have been removed, you'll find a link in the description. What's that? And then move forward in this video. Then we'll have our test duration to be 2.5 hours for our 80 marks theory test. 60 marks will be based on objective content. That will be our MCQs, fill in the blanks, true or false, match the following, and etc. So these will be only of 60 marks. 20 marks will be based on subjective content. That is our code writing, detailed answer in detail or give brief answer. These will be for only 20 marks. So what you need to concentrate on is 60 marks. In those 20 marks, you'll only have the code or etc. things that will be asked to you. Practical examination based on full year's work will comprise of 20 marks. 3 hours duration. Every student will perform one practical. So the practicals will be chosen out on random out of the SOPs that have been given at the end of the textbook. I'll constantly be uploading the videos for our SOPs. I've completed for our advanced web designing and our SEOs. Only JavaScript and PHP is left. So it won't take me much time, but just be patient and keep writing your journals because they comprise of 5 marks as written here. I'll just highlight this. Wait, highlight this. No, I can't highlight it here. I'll just send the PDF to you guys. Just mark it in that, adding a watermark or something or a sticky note. So the practical slip will contain 2 questions based on 2 different skill sets, and students will perform any one practical. So you just need to study thoroughly all the codes because studying the codes or studying the SOPs will help you in the code part of our subjective content as well. So let's move forward to our further recognition. HSC board examination will be of 100 marks as given above as well. 80 marks theory and 20 marks practicals. So again the same details have been given here. Just go through these, as theory examination will be based on 75% syllabus this time. And here as well there might be some changes in the practical examination based on what has been removed from our syllabus, from our JavaScript, sorry, advanced JavaScript, our PHP and further topics. So we scroll down to see our first, what will be our, what do you call it, our marks distribution for unit test 1 or unit test 2. It will be very similar, but there might be some exceptions. So first we'll see what is similar in them or what questionnaires will be asked. So our first question will be of fill in the blanks, that will hold 5 marks, 5 questions, 5 marks. Then we'll move forward to our second questions. State true or false. This will be of 5 marks, that will hold that are 5 questions. So 1 mark each. Then we move forward to our multiple choice, 2 correct answers. So this is an important aspect as well, because 2 answers, 2 marks for each question. So 5 questions, 10 marks. Then we'll have our code for 5 marks. Here we'll be given an option in our fourth question: write a program using HTML or write a program either, because you'll be given 2 web pages examples. You need to put out, you need to describe either output in your code, like you'll be given a form or you'll be given another type of web page. You just need to write a code for either of these 2, HTML, advanced web designing. So here we have been given a note to show what are the exceptions between the unit test 1 and unit test 2. The suggested chapters for unit test 1 are chapter 1 and chapter 2. So the chapters that will be coming for your unit test 1 will be chapter 1 and 2. Just suggested ones. So here it depends on your colleges. It differs from college to college. The unit test 2 can be designed from the above format, and suggested chapters are chapter 5 and chapter 6, that is PHP and e-commerce and e-governance. Question number 4 from the above format can be replaced by answer in brief. As I said, answer in brief, that can be used as a subjective content for unit test 2. So just these are the exceptions. These were for our 25 marks examination. Then we slowly move forward to our next mark distribution for our terminal examination, that will be for 50 marks total. So I'll scroll down so that you guys can see it. So here is the distribution for our 50 marks examination. So first we'll see what will come in our first question, that will be fill in the blanks. Again the same 5 questions, 5 marks. Straight true or false, 5 questions, 5 marks. Here there's a little change. Instead of only multiple choice 2 correct answers, we'll have multiple choice single answer, 10 questions for 10 marks. And then we'll move forward to our 2 correct answers, 5 questions for 10 marks. Multiple choice 3 correct answers for 2 questions to be asked, from which 6 marks have to be provided. Then we'll be having our match the following, 4 questions for 4 marks, or the 4 matches for 4 marks. Then we'll move forward to our subjective content. Here we'll have 2 parts. You'll have to attempt both of these, and in these also you'll be given options, right? Either of these JavaScript programs or write either of these HTML programs, but these 10 marks are compulsory as our subjective content. The chapters suggested for chapter term paper are chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3, that are advanced web designing, introduction to SEO and advanced JavaScript. So this was for our terminal examination. Then we'll move forward to our preliminary examination, that is our main board examination for year 2021. We'll scroll down so that you guys can see this detailed distribution. This is our prelim final year exam for 2021. Fill in the blanks. 10 questions for 10 marks. Straight true or false. 10 questions for 10 marks. It's same, but only difference here would be you'll be asked 10 questions and choose two correct answers. So 10 questions for 20 marks. This is similar as our 3 correct answers. Match the following 4 matches for 4 marks. Answer briefly any 5 you have to answer out of the 8 given. So 3 have to be left over. Just analyze what you know, what is easy, or what you have learned properly or what you have learned in detail. Just go for that. Or if you do not have confidence that I have attempted my 5 questions, I am not confident about these 2 or one of these, attempt extra. They won't cut your marks for attempting extra. They'll appreciate that you made the efforts. So this was our answer briefly. Then we'll have again the codes for HTML and JavaScript in our 8th question. So either 2 questions will be asked here, from which only one has to be answered, which is for 5 marks. 2 questions here, from which only one has to be answered, which is again for 5 marks. So please avoid making silly errors. Now we move forward to our practical layout, or what is our practical distribution of our examination for board exam, our final exams. So I'll just show you guys the details we'll be learning. So students should perform any one practical based on the skill sets taught during the academic year. The marking scheme for practical is as follows for prelim annual exam for 12th standard. Write a program and execute it. First, the handwritten code, again it holds 5 marks. Correct syntax and typing holds 5 marks. The execution or the output that has come out is proper. This, or how you input your code and how you access that code, how you develop your skill set there, holds 3 marks. Then the printout or the output will receive holds 2 marks. This is total of 15 marks. This will be for 3 hours. This examination is for 3 hours. Tame yourself to not be pressured under this, because this is very easy. लोग निकाल जाते हैं इसमें 15 marks, बप्पा का प्रसाद समझो. Then we'll move forward to our complete and certified journal. This holds 5 marks. So SOPs, just you need to write 5 marks neatly, complete it before your practicals, because colleges hold a grudge. They won't let you sit in your for your practical examination until and unless this is covered. Until and unless you do not submit this, you won't be able, or you won't be allowed to attempt this. Remember, this is a very crucial aspect of your practical examination. Teachers note for the faculties out there, exam practical steps should contain 2 questions on 2 different skill sets, out of which students will opt for any one. So this was our practical examination explanation for final exams. Then we'll move forward to our proposed topic-wise mark distribution, or in layman's terms, weightage. So for our first proposed topic-wise, first weightage would be for our main paper, for our 80 marks theory paper. From advanced web designing, 20 marks worth of questions would be asked. 20 marks with option that will be, you can attempt either of these, any 5, any 4. That will hold 25 marks options. So see, here you are getting at least 16 marks of substitution for your examination. Make the best out of it. And by now, if you have seen any of my lectures, have explained properly that you need to know by end of the chapter, you've read it completely, you should know in what are the aspects that are easy and which are the tough topics about the chapter. So far this was our weightage. Just note this down, and the important topics like the attributes or our image mapping and etc. will be our important topics in advanced designing. In our introduction to SEO will be our client-side scripting and server-side scripting difference for our JavaScript, and emerging technologies you'll have AI, 5G, out of which one or two topics have been removed: server-side scripting and e-commerce and e-governance. So 15 marks, 10 marks. So you can work from now. It's not too late. Second would be for our second object-wise weightage. This is knowledge, comprehension, application, and skill. This is what the teachers could interpret at this point. So this was our proposed weightage, and this is our different types of questions that are asked, that weightage. So as given above before, 60 questions will be objective type. Short answer, that is answer briefly, is 10 marks. The code that you will write will be for 10 marks. That is two codes: advanced JavaScript and advanced web designing, your HTML code. So then we move forward to our proposed total questions with marks. So here our 1 mark questions will have no options. Your MCQs, your objectives, they won't be having any options. Yes, 2 marks questions, they will be optional. Then 3 mark questions, and so on. So this was our proposed total questions weightage. Here we reach at the end of our video. This video covered the topics about the weightage of our subject, that is IT 12th grade. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any doubts pertaining the topics taught in this video or the topics covered in this video or in the previous videos, you can contact me on Telegram via the link given in the description. And if you want to support the channel, please follow me on Patreon via the link given in the description as well. Thanks for watching. You've been a lovely audience. Please like, share, and subscribe.